Alright, this is the west side of the old police department at 205 Spring Street. Okay, if you'll notice along the bottom edge of where the floor connects with the foundation blocks, you'll see lots of wood rot, and this goes up the walls. The paint's deteriorated, chipping. Gutters are in pretty bad shape. They don't really channel water anywhere. It just kind of falls off wherever it wants to because all the seams are busted on them. If you look up along the eave, there's wood rot all along the bottom edge. That's the exterior wall to what would be the armory. This is the south side of the building, and this is the rear porch, what was formerly the back door where you access investigations. I believe this was an addition to the police department at some point. I don't remember exactly when, mainly because I wasn't born then. But there's wood damage, water damage, all along the exterior, all the way down the wall. These boards here at some point were replaced because this is where the termites were starting to come out of the wall back when we occupied the building. Now we'll move on around. There's lots of wear and water damage right here. You can see where the water has just ruined the paint. All along the edge of the roof line and just above the window frame. And then here, this is rotten wood. It's just been painted over. This is the old door to investigations, the exterior door. It was never used, but It's also got water damage where it's starting to come apart. You can see right here where water's been just leaking down, looks like through the roof and onto the window frame there. It's discolored from I guess rust or something. I know that there were steel I-beams in a portion of the building in the ceiling, so maybe that's what it's from. The shingles are in pretty bad shape, and they've been that way for a long time. I can't remember ever seeing them re-roof this thing in the 18 years that I've been at the police department, so this is probably a pretty old roof. This is the east side, which faces the river. I believe this was an addition. This is vinyl siding out here, and it just kind of looks like the wood planks that are around the rest of the building. Used to be a back porch on this thing, and it was removed at some point. You can see how all the joints here are starting to separate where this roof is attached, and it's water damage all along the edge there where it looks like the wood's rotten. I can't reach up there to test it. And then you got the eave, which is the actual roof portion, or what's below the shingles there. It's all planked, but you can see where it's cracked and rotten in places there. If you look at the window frame, this is the front of the building, the north side. This is formerly the front lobby, and then these are the two windows to our dispatch center, or what used to be our dispatch center. There's cracks all the way up the sides of the front porch steps and the concrete. Along this side you can see where it's separating from the wall a little bit. And then cracks in the masonry. The exterior wall has water damage, signs of rot where it's been painted over at some point. And then this is the edge of our roof here. You can see the separation in the floor, the planks for the roof. Alright, we're walking up the rear ramp to go into the building. Notice the cracks in the walkway, which go all the way across, all the way through. There's cracks in several places. cracks in the actual foundation blocks here. And then this piece of wood here covers the rest of them, so I can't see them. But we've already looked at those. This is coming up to the back door. Cracks in the pavement or in the concrete. Now we're going to enter into the southern portion of the building. Alright, this is the hallway coming into the rear of the building. You can see where debris and I guess it's paint is falling from the ceiling. This is formerly a street crimes office slash was later converted to handle the red light cameras. The floor, you can see where it's separated in the center there, and I'm not sure if this is where water or something is seeped in, or the floor is cracked and separated. I believe it's, yeah, that's wood underneath. So it looks like the wood's separated or been damaged by moisture. And then the area over here is where it converts to concrete. You can see the marks on the walls there where it looks like it's been patched up. That's from termites, where we had to patch holes in the wall that were created by the termites. And then there's a small closet here. This is the bathroom that separated the lieutenant's office from the room we're currently in. And this is going on into the lieutenant's office, which appeared to have been an addition to the building. If you'll notice in the center of the room here, though, you can see where the floor boards have separated, and they're actually starting to rise up a little bit. You can step on it and it's pliable. And loose. Yeah, there's a nice hole in the wall over there. Not sure what that was for. Looks like maybe some sort of a creature could have crawled through that. Alright, this is going out into the hallway where the storage closet was at. It's got some homemade shelves built in there. And then this moves over into the dispatch restroom. See where the tile is coming up. And then in here, if you look up at the vent, I'm not sure what all that stuff is. It looks like black mold from the air conditioner ductwork. And this is going into dispatch, or what was formerly dispatch. And there's really low light in here. I apologize for that. You can see it's hard to see. See where the floor is separated in here. A portion of this is wood, a portion of it is concrete. You can see the same separation right here in the floor. And this used to be the server and telecommunications room here. Notice the window unit air conditioner that was used to keep the electronics in this room from overheating during use. Alright, from here we're going out into the what used to be the officer's room. And this was the supply closet where the breaker boxes are. This was the good breaker box that actually worked without catching on fire. This was the bad breaker box. And it's still got the sign on it that says bad breaker. There's the water heater. And then you can see right here, that down there is the ground. Visible through the floor. Looks like about a 4-foot drop from where I'm standing. These are the beams that cross through the building, and here's where the structural engineer removed the casing. So these are just hollow beams, nothing really inside them, and not much support at all. But you can see right here where it's coming apart in the ceiling, where it meets the beams. And then here's some more areas where the structural engineer removed the casing to see what was underneath. And there's really not much of anything under there. It looks like 2x4s crisscrossing. It's just kind of a hodgepodge of different pieces of wood laid on top of each other and nailed together. This is another casing that was removed from the ceiling. And I guess these were just decorative. It doesn't look like they offered any type of support. You can see as the building has settled over the years how it's cracked and the wood's becoming separated from the casing. And now if you look down the hallway, you can see how some of those casings or support beams or whatever you want to call them, they're not level and they're beginning to sag just a little bit. I don't recall if they've always been that way, but this is our old evidence room. As you can see, it's got a wooden floor. And you can see, sorry about the low light, you can see where it separated down there. I think most of this room was an addition when they were converting this to function as a police department. These are not load-bearing walls. They look like they were just put up to make the area for the evidence room. And casing was removed here, and that is attic space up there, and there's really nothing in there. It's just for decoration, I guess. This was our old kitchen area on the south side of the building. You can see where the tile's coming up. And let me see if I can show you how the floor is uneven. No. Anyway, the floor in here is uneven. In places it's spongy. This is another bathroom. And this is where both of our investigators worked. Don't know if you can tell, there's actually a seam in the floor which runs all the way across the room that it's uneven, like a portion of it's either risen or dropped. And then this is the investigations closet, which the only thing separating this closet from the chief's office was these pieces of drywall. You can see where the old fireplace from chief's office is visible through the closet in investigations. This is our old interview room. If you remember coming up the back steps, there were double doors. And they are concealed behind this fake wall. I guess it's a real wall, but the wall was put up to cover up the doors, so this could be a interview room where people couldn't see in from the outside. This is Detective Akers' former office without electricity. You can see where the drywall's separated right here along the edge of the wall. This is the exterior door that I showed you from the outside. Going back down the hallway into the officer's room. This is the old front lobby of the building. And there's been some issues in here. It looks like the roof is starting to collapse from water damage. Certainly wasn't like that when we were still occupying the building. And the flooring in here is tile on top of concrete. You can see in the corners where there's cracking, and this was the only bulletproof part of our entire building, was that one pane of glass there. Now we're moving on through into the secretary's old office, Chief Secretary Anna. And it has wooden floors. You can see in the corner everything is sloping. This one corner here is sinking down. And the wood floor is separating and coming apart over here in the corner. I don't know if the foundation's unstable or is sinking places. And this is the casing on the ceiling that the structural engineer removed. And hidden electrical outlets. This is one of the steel beams here, which actually runs east and west over this office, and they continue through over the top of the chief's office. And this is the chief's former office here. And again, this whole portion right here of the room on the east side, where the wall meets the floor, is sinking and is actually sloped downward. You can see the damage to the door from the water. And then you can look up at the ceiling. If it'll focus, you can see where everything's starting to crack, and it's like the building's shifting. And this is the area where the structural engineer removed the casing from the ceiling in Chief's office. And this is another one of the steel I-beams. And you can see it runs all the way over to this wall here. This is the fireplace that was visible from the closet in investigations. This area here was our sergeant's office. This is looking out the north side of the building into the park. And then this piece of foam down here is what separated, or actually kept the elements out. You can see there's about a 2 to 3 inch gap underneath the door. And you can see wood rot. And looking up the door frame, you can see where it's the frame's uneven or warped or damaged from water. Alright, this is moving upstairs into the second floor. There's no lights up here now. Do the best I can in the dark here. The stairs are kind of rickety. They crack and you can hear them cracking and snapping as I walk up. The flooring in the top is breaking apart in spots. This was our former dare room. Looks like one of the eaves of the house. This is looking out the west side of the building into the parking lot where we used to park the police cars. And then this is a access door to get into the attic area of the building. And this is really, really old construction. You can see through the ceiling into the front lobby right there. That's where the hole fell through. Looks like the ventilation duct right here has been leaking or condensation dripping or something. Some leftover lumber. This is the old records room. I know it's difficult to see, but I got no lights. This whole floor slopes from right to left. If you were to put a ball on the floor here, it would roll all the way up against this wall on the left side. And there's areas where it's been damaged from water leaking in. And this is also looking out the north side of the building to the park. This hallway here goes toward what used to be our armory, and we were limited on where we could store ammunition because the boxes were so heavy, and we had to make sure that we kept them spread apart because we were told that the floor up here would not support the weight all in one area. So we had to keep it kind of stacked all over the room. And this was just a makeshift wall that was created to somewhat secure where the ammunition and the firearms were kept. And this is also looking out the north side of the building into the park. This is the boarded up window that's visible from the east side of the building. And there's wood rot going on right here. This whole thing here moves and peels away from the wall. Now in this little closet here, this is another access panel. I think this is the fireplace from Chief's office. The floor is kind of soft in here. There's no hurricane clips or any of the modern day items required for the building to be up to code. You can see some of the old electrical wires right there. No idea if those are still hot. I hope not. It looks like a vent pipe from maybe a bathroom or there's definitely signs of rats. And there's old shingles from where an addition was made onto the building, and the shingles were just covered up by the new structure. This is going back out the hallway. This was once, I'm assuming this was a bathroom area. It's got this double vanity. But there's lots of water damage here. Spots on the floor. And this window here would be the south side of the building looking out onto Ferris Street. This bathroom was never used by any of us as long as I've been here. And then can see from this window here how the building has shifted, and you can see daylight through the window frame. It's actually, if you look, it looks like the whole thing's warped.